Well, it is a beautiful day in New York City. It is a day for good news. We're here with some New Yorkers. Keep us all safe, keep our kids safe. And it is a good day because we have found a way, once again, to work together with our partners in labor for the betterment of everyone in this city. Let's thank the men and women who do this important work. It is great to be here at the Cobble Hill School of American Studies. This is District 15, where I had the honor many years ago of being a school board member. And it is great to be back here. I want to thank the principal, Anna Maria Mule, who is doing a great job in this school. Thank you for hosting us. Thanks to the whole team here getting ready for opening day of school this coming Thursday, September 4th. I want to note the great folks who are with me here today. You're going to hear from the president of Teamsters Local 237, my friend Greg Floyd. Looking forward to bringing him up. Again, this is a special day because there's a lot of members of 237 here. The members are in the house. Greg, your union makes its presence felt wherever it goes. That is a good thing. From our administration, I want to thank Bob Lynn, our Labor Relations Commissioner, who should be standing here with us, and Dean Foulahan, our Budget Director, who should be standing here with us. See, I praise them and give stage directions at the same time. You're going to hear from someone who's been so helpful throughout the process of settling our contracts and moving forward our workforce while keeping us on the right track fiscally. That's our comptroller, Scott Stringer. You're going to hear from him in a bit. Thank you, Scott. You're going to hear from the chair of the Civil Service and Labor Committee of the City Council, looking out for working people every day, Danique Miller. Thank you. And the star of the show today, I can tell you this in advance, the star is going to be school safety agent Kangela Moore, who will speak about what this means. So what an amazing historical moment, and how interesting that it falls on August 26th, which is Women's Equality Day. What a powerful message. That here today on Women's Equality Day, we're actually taking a major step forward for equal pay for women. Today is the anniversary of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guaranteeing a woman's right to vote. It was a day established by Congress to recognize the importance of equal rights for women. The idea is not new. Here in New York State, one of the great voices for women's rights, Susan B. Anthony, in 1868, started to talk clearly, passionately, openly about equal pay for equal work. 1868, my friends. Equal pay for equal work was already an idea gaining currency. Progress has been far too slow all over this country. It took almost a century until the Congress passed the Equal Pay Act. In the decades since, even with federal law on the side of women, women have still had trouble securing this basic right. We have both a moral and a human obligation to ensure that everyone is treated equally in all forms of employment. That's what we're here to do. We're proud to take this step forward for the rights of women, for the rights of working people. And so we announced today a labor agreement with Local 237, and we're proud of that to begin with, making sure another union is under contract so these workers finally have the security and the decency that comes with having a contract. And we've kept a promise made last year to settle the 4-year-old equal pay lawsuit by the school safety agents. As I said, these agents keep us all safe. They keep our students safe, our teachers safe, all the staff of the building safe. We depend on them. We rely on them. And it's fair and it's right that we've reached this settlement. It's a landmark settlement. It will raise the pay scale for over 5,000 school safety agents. Now, For those who don't know this particularly interesting fact, school safety agents, over 5,000, 70% are women. That's a good thing. What we're doing is we're raising their pay going forward to the level of special officers. It's another city title, special officers who provide security in city hospitals and homeless shelters. They have gotten higher pay. They happen to be 60% men. So the numbers are pretty clear. And historically, there's been about a $7,000 difference in annual salary. But as a result of this labor agreement and the settlement we've reached pending judicial approval, these school safety agents will reach parity with the special officers, and that's what they deserve. Everyone here can speak from their own experience. Women can talk about their struggles for fairness and equity, but there's a lot of us who happen to be men who have a natural sympathy because our grandmothers, our mothers, our wives, our daughters have fought for fairness and equity. My grandmother came from southern Italy, started a dress shop almost 100 years ago in New York City, a woman-owned business almost 100 years ago, an immigrant woman-owned business. That wasn't easy. My mother was a professional starting in the late 1930s when very few women were in professional roles in offices in this city. It was perfectly clear she was treated differently. But it's the women in our lives who taught us time and time again to keep persevering. Their talents were worthy of full recognition. I believe we need that for every woman in this city. I want to make sure my daughter receives that fairness going forward. If you know my daughter, she will demand it as well. It is the morally right thing to do. It's morally right that we represent women and the power of women, the strength of women in all we do. I'm very proud to say of the senior appointees of my administration, 52% are women, reflecting our population. And so we feel very proud to be setting this city on the right path going forward. Again, pending court approval, we look forward to the final resolution of this lawsuit. The labor agreement builds on the pattern we've set in the previous agreements. It builds on the desire to put the past behind us and move into a situation where all city workers are under contract. It builds on the notion that we together will find health savings, extraordinary health savings that will benefit all the people of this city. Again, we started with over 150 labor contracts unsettled, open, every single contract for every worker in this city. It was wrong. It was a burden on the city. It was a fiscal liability. We said we wanted to get to at least 50% by the end of this year. We are now at 62% of the workforce under contract, and more coming soon. This is the right way to do things. And I'll tell you what's proven time and time again is there are so many good and smart and devoted labor leaders in this city who want to move us all forward, who want to represent their members and get to a smart solution. And we found that with my friend Greg Floyd. Talked to Greg for many, many years on a host of subjects. He loves this city. He cares for this city. He's here to defend his workers. He's here to also make sure the city of New York does well for all of us. He brought that spirit to the bargaining table, and that's why we've reached such a successful outcome today. I want to introduce the president of Local 237, Greg Floyd. I'm going to be your roadie here. Okay. Hold on. Well, I would be your roadie. There we go. There you go.
Oh, we just use this. Thank you. I'm here today to personally thank Mayor de Blasio. Our contract negotiations not only ended well, but the entire negotiation process was conducted in an environment of respect and fairness. The Mayor de Blasio and his negotiation team recognize how critical public employees are to the delivery of vital services that affect the daily lives of every New Yorker. So today, the members of Local 237 Teamsters can celebrate that we achieved a fair contract which gives their families security that they deserve. Also, I want to thank Mayor de Blasio on this day, Women's Equality Day, for yet another indication that he views women, public workers, with dignity and fairness. When he was on the campaign trail, he promised to settle a lawsuit that school safety agents had for pay equality for women. Today, he made good on that promise. He made that promise at a forum that was held by the National Organization of Women, the New York chapter. Mayor de Blasio kept his word. He was not saying something just to get elected. He didn't say something just for the crowd to hear, and he definitely didn't use a slogan on a bumper sticker. He said something he truly believes in. He believed in it then, he believes in it now, and he made good on his promise. By his actions, the mayor shows a genuine commitment to worker equality and a tremendous amount of respect for women in particular in the workforce. Our school safety agents protect the most precious commodity, our children. And they work hard every day at doing a tough job. All they want to be sure of is that they can put food on the table for their families. Mayor de Blasio knows this. Finally, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank those people and organizations who supported us throughout these efforts. Lily Ledbetter, the women's pioneer for rights, women's rights. Sonia Osorio, the president of the New York chapter of the National Organization of Women. Hazel Dukes, the chapter leader of the New York NAACP. Mary Lou Urban and Mary Campbell, co-presidents of the League of Women Voters. Public advocate Letitia James. City Council Speaker Melissa Mark Viverito. Councilwoman Lori Cumbo. They all stood with us. They care about our members, and they showed it. And I'd be remiss if I don't mention someone who's in attendance. He's a former labor leader. He's now a city council member. His presence here shows that he cares about this issue. Councilman Danique Miller. I want to congratulate all of the members of Local 237 because this is a victory for us all, and I want to thank everybody for their attendance.
Again, to get anywhere, to make things happen for the people of the city requires partnership. Scott Stringer, time and time again, has been there with us to cut through red tape, to get to agreements, to make things happen. And it's very good to have a voice that always says, let's look at the long term, let's look at the fiscal health of the city. He always is that check and balance to make sure we're on the right path. And getting these labor contracts settled is one of the very best things we can do for the fiscal health of this city, and our rating agencies make that very clear each and every time. We've got such a great partner in the comptroller, and I want to thank him, and I want to welcome our comptroller, Scott Stringer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Hold on. Getting a promotion.
It's tough following a mayor of this stature, but I'm working on it, right? First of all, let me just say to Bill de Blasio, The fact that in just not even his first term, we've already on our way to settling 62% of these labor contracts, which everyone believes is critical to the financial security of our city, right? And it has not been an easy journey. It looks good at the press conference, but this guy with his team has really worked in an extraordinary way to get this city moving forward and making sure that people have a fair wage in this town. That's what it's all about. And for those who watch out for our kids today, I just want to say this is our way to make sure you can take care of your kids, because fair is fair. You watch ours and we watch you, and I think that's very fair. Now, I'm also pleased to announce today that our office has approved a $40 million settlement pending court approval between the city and school safety agents to resolve a 4-year wage discrimination lawsuit. And on a day that we reached this settlement, it's especially pleasing that we were able to reach this settlement to ensure wage equity on Women's Equality Day. Now, just a little history. This commemoration was established in 1971 by my cousin, Bella Abzug, to honor the anniversary of women finally winning the right to vote in 1920. That's right.
Yeah. That's a damn good cousin to have.
Now, if she were with us today, she would have said, what the hell took so long? But she was a visionary about what was possible. And pay equity is something politicians talk about. But today, government, thanks to Bill de Blasio, we actually got it done. And that's something that's very significant. So again, I want to just thank 237 and Greg Floyd. He's a labor leader that cares not just about the union, but he really does care about the city. And his vision is that we can all come together, work on these issues. We work closely with Pat Stryker on managing our $160 billion pension portfolio. He's somebody who cares about retirement security. And I just want to say to all of you, this is a day to celebrate in our city. And I thank you, Mayor, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Again, we have had partnership all around to get to this point. We've really appreciated the deep support from the City Council to move these settlements forward, to move these labor agreements forward. City Council believes that our workforce deserves to be under contract and deserves dignity. Speaker Melissa Mark Viverito deserves great credit, but also she has been able to depend on, we've been able to depend on the great work of the chair of the Civil Service and Labor Committee, Danique Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And congratulations to 237, President Floyd. It's been a lot said about the work that was accomplished through this administration over the past 8 months. And trust me, there could not be enough said. Being a former union president, prior to coming to City Hall, President Floyd and I have had all these conversations time and time again about the vision, what we would do had we had the opportunity that we have now to be a part of a progressive New York City that values workers in a way that we have shown over the last few months. And all that we've talked about has really come to fruition. So I'm excited about that. I know the first time that I had my FaceTime with the mayor and Bob and all the administration, it was about the 152 contracts that was sitting out there, right? I know when I was a president, every time I walked on a property, it was like, where's my money? And, you know, so it was kind of, but most importantly, you can't focus on, from a leadership perspective, on what really matters on delivering services for the city of New York, for delivering services for your members, if you're always worried about settling the contract, right? And so to settle this contract, and particularly to settle it in a way that has been settled today, is historic, and everybody here deserves a great amount of credit. So I just want to say that it's a great day for 237. It's a great day. It's been a great week for those who serve our children, right? And this administration has proven that they value those who serve our most precious commodity. And so it's a great day for 237. It's been a great week for those who serve our children. and most importantly, it's a great time for our children in the city of New York. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I told you we saved the star of the show for last. And I want to say about Cangela, I'm so appreciative that she is here to speak on behalf of school safety agents. Let me just say, it's personal for me. I think it's personal for so many of us who have had our kids in New York City Public Schools. On September 4th, Dante goes to school. This will be the beginning of his last year in our public school system. Chiara went through it before. Both my children are very proud of the fact that 100% of their education will have been in the New York City Public Schools. 100% of the time they were protected by school safety agents like these wonderful men and women. So for any parent in this town, there's a deep sense of appreciation. Bring our child to the school door, and we know who's going to protect them. They come home safe and sound every day. We count our blessings, and we appreciate the people who do this vital work. And representing all of them, and speaking about the historic nature of this day, is school safety agent Cangela Moore.
Wow, this is truly, truly an historic day. I just want to thank the mayor, his administration, the comptroller, our president, for actually putting this together, because, I mean, I'm just so overwhelmed right now in how this has progressed. And what this states is that inequality will not be tolerated in New York City. What this states is that New York City school safety agents are looked at as a vital entity in our New York City public school system, and we do a vital job. And I'm so, so thankful on behalf of everyone. Just thank you so much, because now I'm able to put food on my table. And it's so much, as well as my other colleagues, we're able to do so much more with the outcome of this lawsuit. And I'm just truly, truly thankful. I cannot say enough. And Greg, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I just really hope going forward that I'm just so overwhelmed right now with words to say that this is truly a historic day. And thank you so much.
Just a few words in Spanish in a moment, and then we'll go for on-topic questions. But I want to just once again give credit where credit is due. This is hard work, getting to a labor agreement. People of this city should be very thankful to Bob Lynn for his extraordinary efforts, his perseverance, his knowledge, his sanity. And whenever he had to figure out the right way to do things in terms of our budget, he just picked up the phone to Dean Foulahan, who also helped to bring home these deals each day. So let's thank Bob and Dean for the great work that they did together to get us here. En español, hoy ganamos un triunfo importante para los derechos de la mujer. Hemos llegado a un acuerdo con el sindicato 237 que garantiza la igualdad salarial para los agentes de seguridad escolares, la mayoría de los cuales son mujeres. With that, we welcome your questions on this topic.
Curious, with this settlement, are you expressing the belief that the city purposely discriminated against the school safety agents in the past? And I'm also wondering if someone could just specify the terms of the settlement, since there's two things going on here.
Sure. We have a labor agreement for the school safety workers, and we have a proposed settlement of a lawsuit pending judicial approval. Bob will talk about the details. I think the simple answer to your question is what I've said in the past. The previous policy was wrong. It had to be fixed. Moving forward, we are getting to full parity, and that's the right way to do it. Bob?
Thank you. So there are two basic elements of the agreement. One is a pattern-conforming settlement that provides for 10% over 7.5 years in this agreement. I think the costs have been provided. It's a total cost of $145 million, offset by healthcare savings of about $77 million, for a net cost of about $68 million over the term of the agreement. This is totally pattern conforming and has been funded within the financial plan. Besides settling the 7.5 year labor agreement, we also dealt with the issue of the pay equity litigation. And in that litigation, we first settled out that there would be a payment of $7,000 to workers for the prior period, depending on length of service and some proration, but that was about a $38 million settlement. As part of the overall labor agreement, we established the basis that all workers within with all current school safety agents will reach the same salary as the special officers by the end of the agreement. So there's full parity by the end of the agreement of all incumbent special school safety agents. Beyond the school safety agents, there are issues of new hires coming in. And we've created, as part of this collective bargaining, an understanding that both special officers and school safety agents would come in under the same 7-step pay plan, and that they would, over 7 years, reach a basic maximum, and there would be parity at each step for all new school safety agents coming in.
Explain how parity is achieved for current workers under the proposed raises. How do you boost them up?
So you boost them up by, we've divided the incumbents into 3 groups. Those who are hired during just been recently hired, those who have had 1 year of experience, those who have 2 years of experience, and those 3 years of experience. And all of those groups are caught up by 326.17, the end of the labor agreement. The groups within reach parity during the period of the contract.
What's in the game here? 2 questions. Are these guys still going to be, and women still going to be called school safety agents? And second of all, there was some requests that they get all of the vests and weapons. A Teamsters lawyer had asked for that last year. As part of this agreement of the settlement, is that going to happen?
So I don't know if you could hear it all. So the first is, will the title still be called school safety agent? Yes, the title is school safety agent. On the question of vests and weapons, that's not treated in detail in this agreement. Look, we constantly are going to be in dialogue with the union about how to keep the agents safe, how to keep our kids safe. We feel very good about the work they're doing now. It's obviously ongoing conversations with the chancellor, with the police commissioner, and others to figure out how to be safe all around going forward. But this agreement does not specifically address vests or weapons.
Mayor, when you were running for office, you said that this was something that you wanted to settle as soon as you came into office. However, at the beginning of your administration, it seemed as if this agreement, this lawsuit had been put in the back burner. Was there a turning point?
No, it took work. You've seen a variety of lawsuits as a result of past policies, not just in terms of school safety. You saw it in terms of the firefighters. You saw it in terms of stop and frisk. You've seen it on a host of issues. We have worked to settle lawsuits in the appropriate manner, but they're very detailed. They take time. They take a lot of effort. Our job is to get done as soon as we can appropriately, and this was the time when we could get this done, and we're very proud of the outcome. In terms of the work they do?
Yeah, I guess the demographics,
Agent and special officer.
In our opinion, the difference is just where they're assigned in the title. They do similar work. In the hospitals, they protect the people in the hospital. In the schools, they protect the children in the schools. The homeless shelters, they guard the homeless shelters. So basically, it's the same type of work, different titles, different locations.
Did you or Mr. Floyd have the percentage of, I know safety officers are mostly female and the others are mostly male. Do you have any Any specific percentages on that?
We said it a moment ago. I think it's 70% on the school safety agents, female, 60% on the special officers, male. I anticipate your question. Okay, on topic. On topic, media. I'm sorry, I'm going to take media questions. On topic. On topic. Mara.
Just hoping you guys can get a little bit more specific. I know that the differences, even if they're not huge differences, our editors are going to ask this question. What's the difference?
We feel your pain.
Where are they assigned? How are they assigned differently?
School safety, and Greg, you'll come up. School safety, schools. Special officers, shelters, HHC.
Shelters, HHC. The exams they take are different exams. The agencies are different city agencies. And their level of security assignments are just different because of the agency's needs. You have the hospitals, Health and Hospital Corporation, you have the Department of Homeless Service Shelters, and then you have the New York City school system. Okay.
Last call on topic. On topic. Going once.
It's $40 million the settlement, right? Is that what we came back? 38.
38. Pending judicial approval.
I'm just wondering if you have a sense of how this disparity arose. Well, aren't these contracts that are negotiated by the unions with the city?
I won't conjecture too much. I think there was history here in terms of, again, a lot of what we saw across our society of women being treated differently. Again, I think it was a policy that was mistaken. The important thing is it will no longer exist. This will be a parity policy, and it will remain that way going forward.
Was this the only contract in which retroactive wages were requested because of litigation or something like this? I know in the other cases there was just no raise given by Bloomberg. This is a unique case, right?
I think there's two pieces here. So, Bob, join me. I think you're talking about a labor, but I just want to be clarifying because you're using a word. I want to make sure we're on the same page. The labor settlement conforms exactly to the other labor settlements, both in how they treated the wages going forward and how they treated past years. The legal settlement pending judicial approval is about a very specific set of issues. So there's two parallel pieces that obviously have a near connection. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. All right.